Hey y'all, so I'm here to talk about one of my favorite devices, one of the most productive things I have ever bought off of Amazon, and that's saying a lot because I buy a lot off of Amazon. But this is the Plaud NotePin, and this is it's a recording device. It's very discreet, it's very easy to use, and it is extremely helpful. I got it because I'm a public speaker, and a lot of times I will have thoughts on the fly and I just want to record them or get them written down some way. And it's not always practical to reach for my phone. It's not always practical to take out pen and paper. But this has made it so easy for me to capture my thoughts real time and in the moment. And I would say, I know the question might be, well, why not just use your phone? Well, again, the phone is not always readily accessible, or maybe you're doing something else on the phone, or like I said, it's just nice to have this within an arm's reach away at all times, which sometimes your phone just is not. But there are a couple of other things that make this special, and I will tell you about that now. So if you look at the device, you can see how small it is. One thing that I will say about this is I bought one and I ended up returning it because I thought it was broken because I couldn't get it to turn on. This is kind of tricky to get it to turn on. I realized it was not broken. I just didn't know what I was doing. So what you have to do on this device, there is no on-off button that you can see, but you have to press in the middle and then, oh, and maybe you can hear it. So if you press it, and you can see now the red light is on. So now it is recording, but you have to press it and hold it down. You'll hear and feel the haptic vibration, and then you kind of have to swipe up just a little bit, and then it'll start recording. So right now it's recording everything that I'm saying. And then to turn it off, it's the same thing. You put your finger kind of like right in the middle, you push, you swipe up, and now it's stopped. So that was one thing that I wish somebody had told me, because I ended up sending the first one that I bought back because I thought it was broken, but it wasn't broken. It was just I didn't really realize how to turn it on and turn it off. I wasn't leaving my finger on there long enough. It's not a tap. You have to actually press and hold, and then it'll turn itself on. In the box with this comes a bracelet, like, so you can stick it in, stick the device into the bracelet and then wear it. For me, this is my preferred way to wear it, even though I have tiny wrists. So when I flip this over, it overhangs. I don't really like that a lot, so I end up wearing it a little bit higher up on my wrist on the other side of my watch, simply so I don't have that overhang. But wearing it on my wrist is my preferred way to do it because it just makes it very easy to reach over and turn it on in the moment, like if I'm driving or anything like that. This also comes with this clip. So this clip is what allows you to, it's magnetic, so it just sticks to that. And then you can attach it to your lapel, your collar, maybe your waistband, something like that. Now, let's say, ladies especially, let's say you're wearing a dress or something and you don't want it up here, and you don't have pockets, you don't want it on your wrist, or anybody. It doesn't just have to be ladies, but there's this magnet that you can put on there. And the magnet, what makes it different from the lapel pin is obviously there's no pin there. So you can just kind of clip this and wear it just as a magnetized someplace without any pinholes or having to clip it onto anything. And it also comes with this charger. So it's just a regular, I don't know what kind of charging port that's called, but now the other thing about this device is that when you get it, you're going to download an app onto your phone. Anything worth anything has an app these days, right? So you're going to download the app to your phone, and it's the Plaud app. It's invaluable. Yes, it is subscription based, but you can get a plan that is for free, and it'll come with 300 minutes. So you can get a 300-minute plan for free. 300 minutes I found was not enough for me, but maybe it'll be enough for you. and it revolves every 3 months, or excuse me, every month. So, but the app, what you can do is when you're recording, so let's say you have your phone with you and you have the app open and the device is recording, you can see that something is being recorded. It'll show a little timer. But what's really cool is that it will also allow you to interact with the recording on the app while it is recording. So if there's a certain part in, let's say you're listening to a lecture or you're in a meeting or something like that and you're recording it, and there's a certain part that you want to highlight, you can click highlight and you can take your own notes while this thing is recording. Super awesome to do that. And speaking of recording meetings and things like that, again, you know, you got to practice responsibility and make sure that if you are in a situation like that, that all parties know that they're being recorded. But then the other thing that the app does that's really cool is once everything is done, once it's all recorded, you can then have AI that is a part of the app. You can have it create for you meeting notes or summarize the highlights, or you can create your own template and tell it exactly how you want the notes to look. And you can ask it questions about the recording. So you can say, hey, there was a part, and what were my action items? And it'll list all the action items that it said were supposed to happen. What were my action items? It'll list all the action items that are specifically for you. So you can talk to it. It holds everything about the meeting, and then you can ask it specific questions about the meeting. Love this thing. 5 stars. That's my review.
Dans cette vidéo, je présentais le Plaud NotePin, un petit appareil vraiment très pratique pour faire des prises de notes. Alors là, je l'ai déclenché, on le voit avec le petit point rouge qui est allumé. Donc en fait, le commentaire écrit que je vais laisser sur ce produit sera fait à partir de ce petit appareil-là et de l'enregistrement qu'on est en train de faire. C'est tout l'intérêt ici en fait. On a un tout petit appareil. Je vais montrer un petit peu ce qu'on a dans la boîte. Et puis, l'enregistrement qu'on a ici, on va pouvoir le retraiter par intelligence artificielle via l'application. Et c'est évidemment le point fort du truc, parce qu'aujourd'hui, on n'a pas du tout d'intérêt à avoir un truc comme ça quand on a des téléphones qui peuvent enregistrer. Non, l'intérêt de celui-là, c'est l'application qui vient avec et qui donne extrêmement plus de possibilités. Alors, ça se présente comme ça. Hop, on va avoir le système sur lequel il va charger, une petite protection aimantée. Ça va se mettre derrière le vêtement. Et ça va tenir. Voilà. Donc ici, on a la LED indicatrice. Donc là, je ne sais pas si on voit bien, mais elle est rouge. Voilà, on voit. Elle est rouge. On va avoir 2 micros ici qui captent jusqu'à 3 mètres. Et on va avoir un bouton tactile au milieu qui va permettre de déclencher et d'arrêter l'enregistrement. Donc là, il est en train d'enregistrer. Le petit guide d'installation rapide. On va avoir un petit support comme ça aimanté également. On va avoir le câble de charge et le petit support de charge. Voilà, ça charge comme ça. Ça charge en 2 heures pour une autonomie qui est quand même très conséquente, puisqu'on va pouvoir avoir 40 jours en veille. Bah oui, il est toujours allumé en fait. Et 20 heures en enregistrement continu. Là-dedans, on a un petit stockage comme une clé USB de 64 Go. Et voilà. Alors, pourquoi moi je l'utilise? Je l'ai utilisé comme là en ce moment pour retranscrire des commentaires quand je mets suffisamment de détails dans la vidéo. Je l'ai utilisé pour corriger des copies. J'enregistre la correction pour mes élèves et je leur redonne le transcrit écrit ou le transcrit audio. La différence avec les tout premiers modèles de chez Plaud, c'est que le son est bon. Alors qu'avant, on avait un son qui n'était pas forcément très bon, mais il était retranscrit à l'écrit. Je l'ai utilisé en réunion avec des collègues, parce qu'il fallait faire le compte-rendu de la réunion. Alors là, c'est simple, j'enregistre, je reviens chez moi, je vais sur l'application, je demande à l'appareil de retranscrire, et après je lui dis, fais-moi le résumé de la réunion, faire sortir les points forts, bof, terminé. Il y a une IA. Avec ça, on a un starter plan qui est offert. Comment vous aider. Hop là. Donc c'est pas grave. On a un starter plan qui permet d'avoir 300 minutes par mois gratuites, ce qui donne déjà quelque chose d'assez confortable. Et les tarifs payants au-delà sont pas tellement importants. Ça peut être un truc très pratique, par exemple, pour des médecins. C'est sécurisé. Il rentre dans le cadre du RGPD. Aucun problème. Voilà, donc c'est un petit appareil qui est très très sympa quand on commence à rentrer un peu dans la manipulation des formats, parce qu'on peut créer son propre format, il y en a qui sont tout prêts. Un truc que j'aime beaucoup aussi, c'est que je peux utiliser 3, 4, 5 langues, et bien il va les reconnaître, les identifier, il y a 112 langues prises en charge. Donc tout fonctionne impeccable. Et si j'utilise 3-4 langues différentes à la suite, il va sans aucun problème faire la retranscription de chacune. Et il n'y a pas d'erreur. Hein. C'est ça qui est bien, il n'y a pas d'erreur. Voilà, donc je recommande sans problème, c'est un petit appareil qui est très bien. Alors ils ont une version plate qui est le Plaud Note, et cette version plus petite, plus discrète, que moi je trouve assez sympa pour transporter facilement, et que j'ai en permanence en fait sur moi dans mon sac à main. Voilà. Et donc il est en train de faire l'enregistrement, et j'aurai la transcription juste après pour faire mon commentaire écrit.
Ya está grabando. Bueno, listado de tareas para hacer el fin de semana con los clientes. Parte 1, llevarlos al monte. Parte 2, hacer compras de pan, sal, tequila y limones. Parte 3, hacer un reporte y enviarlo por email a la directiva. Parte 4, dejar para el martes todo el resumen de la reunión. Es obligatorio mandar mails a todos los participantes.